New harvesters have the tech, but old harvesters, they have something modern machines can't match. Raw power, simple engineering, and reliability, so strong that many still outwork brand new models today. No sensors, no software, no fragile electronics, just pure mechanical muscle built to last generations. Get ready, because these are the 10 old harvesters that still work better than the modern machines meant to replace them. Number 1. John Deere 6600 Combine. The John Deere 6600 from the 1970s is often described as the machine that defined an entire generation of farming. Built during a time when durability was valued above everything else, the 6600 represents a level of engineering that modern machines simply cannot match. Farmers who operate these combines today often claim the 6600 runs more consistently than many modern harvesters filled with electronics and sensors. At the heart of the machine was the legendary John Deere 404 cubic-inch diesel engine, an engine so reliable that thousands of units still function with their original power plants. The engine delivered consistent torque across a wide RPM range, making the combine capable of handling heavy crops, uneven terrain, and long harvest hours without overheating or losing efficiency. What made the 6600 beloved was its simplicity. Everything was mechanical, easy to understand, and even easier to repair. If a belt snapped or a bearing wore out, the farmer could fix it using basic tools. There were no computer error codes, no diagnostic software, and no electronic modules that could fail due to dust or moisture. The heavy steel construction ensured the machine maintained its stability even after decades of work, and many operators still say that the grain quality produced by the 6600 rivals that of newer combines. Unlike modern harvesters that shut down due to electronic faults or emissions control issues, the 6600 can work non-stop as long as it is maintained regularly. It is this combination of toughness, mechanical clarity, and reliable performance that makes the John Deere 6600 one of the greatest old-school harvesters ever produced. Number 2. International Harvester 1480 Axial-Flow. The International Harvester 1480 Axial-Flow, introduced in 1977, was nothing short of revolutionary. It brought axial-flow technology to mainstream agriculture, forever changing how crops were threshed and separated. But what truly sets the IH1480 apart is its longevity. More than 45 years later, thousands of these machines are still working full harvest seasons, and many farmers say that the 1480 performs better than modern, computer-dependent combines. At the core of the 1480's success was the legendary IHDT4336 turbocharged diesel engine. Known for endurance, this engine could run 8,000 to 12,000 hours before requiring a rebuild, something modern engines rarely achieve due to emissions hardware, sensors, and electronic controls. The 1480's axial rotor system offered smoother crop flow, less grain damage, and an impressively clean sample. This single rotor simplicity meant fewer moving parts, fewer breakdowns, and easier maintenance. Farmers loved that the machine rarely needed major adjustments. Once set properly, it could harvest acres of wheat, soybeans, corn, or rice with minimal fuss. Unlike modern combines that depend on dozens of sensors to maintain performance, the 1480 relies on purely mechanical and hydraulic systems, making it nearly immune to electronic failures. Operators in dusty or humid environments especially prefer the 1480 because it simply keeps running in conditions that cause newer machines to malfunction. Moreover, the 1480 was built like a tank. Thick steel panels, heavy bearings, and oversized components ensured a long service life. Even today, mechanics praise how easy it is to access belts, pulleys, and the rotor. Many farmers keep a 1480 not just as a backup machine, but as their primary workhorse, proving that its engineering was ahead of its time. The IH1480 remains a symbol of an era when machines were designed to last forever. Number 3. Massey Ferguson 860. The Massey Ferguson 860 from the 1980s continues to be one of the most dependable and straightforward harvesters ever built. Known for its rugged construction and powerful Perkins diesel engine, the 860 was a machine that didn't try to impress with fancy features. It simply delivered raw, dependable performance year after year. Farmers appreciated its ability to power through tough straw, damp conditions, or overgrown fields without choking or overheating. The MF860 was engineered for one purpose: consistent, reliable harvesting across all conditions, and it still achieves that decades later. Its threshing system was admired for its simplicity and effectiveness. Unlike modern harvesters that rely on automatic adjustments, sensors, and electronic controls, the 860's mechanical setup allowed farmers to fine-tune the machine manually, often producing cleaner grain samples than much newer combines. Farmers frequently comment that the MF860 handles barley, wheat, and oats exceptionally well, even when those crops are lodged or overly wet. Another big reason for its ongoing popularity is its accessibility. Parts are easy to find, and many components were shared across other Massey Ferguson machines of the era, making maintenance cheap and convenient. The MF860 also became known as a machine that could run even when abused. Stories of these combines operating with worn belts, leaking hydraulic lines, or missing panels are common, all because the core engineering was so robust. Today, the 8060 is still in high demand in countries where reliability and ease of repair matter more than high-tech automation. It may not win any awards for comfort or modern convenience, but when it comes to pure harvesting ability and long-term dependability, very few modern machines can stand beside the Massey Ferguson 86. Number 4. New Holland TR96 twin-rotor. The New Holland TR96 was a groundbreaking machine that set new standards in threshing efficiency. As part of the iconic twin-rotor series, the TR96 introduced a level of grain quality and crop handling that many modern combines still struggle to match. What made the TR96 so special was its simplicity. Despite utilizing an advanced twin-rotor system, the machine remained surprisingly easy to operate and maintain. Its 210 horsepower engine delivered reliable performance season after season. Soybeans and wheat with minimal grain loss. The twin-rotor system allowed gentle yet efficient separation, reducing grain damage without sacrificing throughput. This is one area where many modern combines, even with advanced electronic controls, fail to outperform the TR96. Farmers appreciate that the machine doesn't require dozens of sensors or auto-calibration features to produce a clean sample. Once the rotors are set correctly, the TR96 runs steadily through varying crop conditions without shutting down or requiring constant fine-tuning. Durability was another hallmark of the TR9. New Holland engineered the machine with thick metal panel, robust bearings, and oversized components designed for long-term use. Even today, many of these combines continue running with minimal rebuilds, proving the platform's strength. In dusty or rugged environments where electronics on modern harvesters fail frequently, the TR96 holds a distinct advantage. Operators consistently praise its fuel efficiency, simplicity, and field reliability. For many farmers, especially those running older fleets or mid-sized farms, the TR96 remains a top-tier harvester that outperforms modern combines that are far more expensive and far less dependable. Number 5. Gleaner N6. The Gleaner N6 from the 1980s is a machine that earned both fame and loyalty because of its sheer harvesting ability. Known for its unique transverse rotor design, the N6 offered massive capacity with a surprisingly lightweight build. This combination made it especially popular among wheat and small grain farmers who needed a machine that could cover thousands of acres efficiently while reducing soil compaction. The N6 was powered by the robust Cummins 555 engine, which provided ample torque and long-lasting reliability. Many operators today report that the engine, when maintained well, can run for decades without major issues. One of the biggest advantages of the N6 was its serviceability. Everything on the machine was designed with the farmer in mind. Panels opened wide, belts and pulleys were easy to reach, and the rotor could be serviced without complicated disassembly. Unlike modern harvesters, which often require dealership computers to diagnose even minor faults, the N6 allows a single mechanic with basic tools to keep the machine running all season long. This made the N6 especially valuable in regions where access to advanced repair infrastructure is limited. While the early N series had some reliability complaints, later versions like the refined N6 ironed out most issues, resulting in a machine that many farmers now consider practically unstoppable. Its ability to handle tough, tangled, or damp crops without clogging is one of the reasons farmers still love it today. Despite its age, the The Gleaner N6 continues to work full harvest seasons on many farms worldwide. It represents a remarkable balance of simplicity, capacity, power, and durability, qualities that many farmers feel have been lost in the overly complex harvesters built today. Number 6. Claas Dominator 108. The Claas Dominator 108, produced through the late 1980s and early 1990s, is widely regarded as one of the most dependable European harvesters ever made. It became a symbol of German engineering excellence and remains a favorite among farmers who value reliability and fuel efficiency over luxury cabins or advanced electronics. The Dominator 108 was equipped with the legendary Mercedes-Benz OM352 diesel engine, an engine known for running 10,000 to 15,000 hours with minimal repairs. This engine alone contributed significantly to the Dominator's reputation as a machine built to last multiple generations. Even today, many farmers across Europe and Asia run these machines daily during harvest season, proving how durable they are despite their age. The engineering behind the Dominator 108 focused on simplicity, without sacrificing performance. Its threshing drum was designed for precise separation, producing exceptionally clean grain with minimal cracking or damage. Farmers appreciated how quickly the machine could adapt to different crop types including wheat, barley, maize, and rapeseed. Unlike modern combines overloaded with electronic adjustments, the Dominator used manual controls that were straightforward and reliable. This simplicity meant that breakdowns were rare, and even when issues arose, farmers could repair the machine without needing specialized tools or a dealership technician. Another reason for the 108's enduring popularity is its low operating cost. It consumed less fuel compared to many modern machines and required fewer consumable parts. Additionally, spare parts for the Dominator series remain widely available and affordable, making it cost-efficient even today. The machine's sturdy build, thick steel, durable bearings, and rugged frames ensured that it could withstand rough fields, steep slopes, and long operating hours without structural fatigue. In an era where modern combines frequently fail due to sensors, electronic modules, or emission systems, the Claas Dominator 108 continues to shine as an example of practical, long-lasting engineering. Number 7. Ford New Holland 9800. The Ford New Holland 9800 is one of those forgotten gems in agricultural machinery, rarely talked about today, but deeply respected by the farmers who used it. Developed in the 1980s before the full transition into electronically controlled machinery, the 9800 was built around simplicity, reliability, and raw mechanical strength. Farmers often refer to it as a machine that doesn't know how to quit, mainly because its design focused on heavy-duty components and easy serviceability. The Ford diesel engine powering the 9800 became well known for delivering excellent torque and fuel economy, even under tough conditions such as heavy straw loads, uneven terrain, and scorching harvest temperatures. One of the major selling points of the 9800 was its straightforward mechanical layout. Everything from the threshing drum to the sieve box was built to be accessible and easy to adjust. This was especially valuable for farmers in remote or developing regions where dealership support was limited. Most issues could be resolved right in the field with nothing more than hand tools. Unlike modern combines that stop functioning because of a failed sensor or electrical glitch, the 9800 kept running even under harsh, dusty, or humid conditions. The machine also gained popularity for its resilience to heavy workloads. Many operators reported running the 9800 for extremely long hours during peak seasons without worrying about overheating or unexpected failures. It was built during a time when manufacturers didn't cut corners on steel thickness or component quality, and that old-school durability is still evident in units that continue to operate today. In countries across South America, Africa, and Southeast Asia, the Ford New Holland 9800 remains an important part of the agricultural landscape because it offers what modern machines often lack: reliability that doesn't depend on computers and a lifetime of easy maintenance. For many farmers, it remains proof that simple machines are often the ones that last the longest. Number 8. Case IH1680 Axial-Flow. The Case IH1680 Axial-Flow is considered by many to be one of the greatest harvesters ever put into production. Released in 1989, the 1680 marked a major leap forward in reliability and performance, solidifying Case IH's reputation for building machines that just don't quit. The 1680 combined the advantages of Axial-Flow rotor technology with a design that remained farmer-friendly and mechanically straightforward, making it a favorite among grain farmers. Its heart was the legendary Cummins 8.3L or the IHDTI 466 engine, both engines known to exceed 10,000 hours with regular maintenance. In today's age of emission systems, DF usage, and complex electronics, engines with this kind of longevity are rare. What made the 1680 stand out was its rotor system. While modern combines often depend on sensors and auto-adjustment features to optimize grain separation, the 1680 did it naturally through its well-balanced axial flow design. The machine could move effortlessly through wheat, soybeans, corn, canola, and even more challenging crops without complex adjustments. This adaptability meant farmers could rely on one machine to handle nearly every type of harvest task. The simplicity of the rotor also meant fewer wear parts and reduced downtime during crucial harvest windows. Durability was another hallmark of the 1680. Case IH used thick steel panels, heavy-duty bearings, and reinforced frames that could withstand long working seasons without fatigue. Maintenance was equally farmer-friendly. Everything was designed to be accessed easily, which allowed farmers to keep the machine running without relying on technician visits or expensive computer diagnostics. Even today, the 1680 remains highly sought after on used markets. Many farmers choose it over newer models because it provides dependable performance without the headaches associated with electronic failures. The Case IH 1680 is a reminder of the era when machines were engineered to last for generations, not just for warranty periods. Number 9. John Deere 950 Pro. The John Deere 950 GIN, released in the early 1990s, quickly became one of the most iconic combines in agricultural history. To this day, many operators swear it produces one of the cleanest grain samples ever seen in a mechanical combine. The 950 GIN was built with the perfect balance of old-school engineering and newer design improvements. It had enough capacity to satisfy mid-sized and large farms while still maintaining the mechanical simplicity that made earlier Deere machines so dependable. Powered by the trusted 900 onboard horsepower John Deere 6.8L diesel engine, the 950 GIN delivered steady, reliable performance year after year. One of the reasons farmers still love the 9500 is its consistency. Unlike modern harvesters that depend heavily on sensors, electronic solenoids, DF systems, and onboard computers, the 9500 kept its controls intuitive and largely mechanical. This made troubleshooting easy and prevented harvest interruptions caused by electronic malfunctions. In dusty, uneven, or humid field conditions, the 9500 often outperforms modern combines simply because there are fewer things that can break. Farmers frequently report running these machines for 20-25 seasons with only routine maintenance, something nearly impossible with the latest generation of electronics-heavy machines. The 9500's threshing and cleaning system was another standout feature. It offered excellent separation and very low grain loss, even without the help of automatic systems. Many operators say that the grain tank sample from a 9500 can rival or surpass that of modern combines, costing hundreds of thousands more. Parts availability is still strong, and many components remain affordable due to the huge number of units produced. In short, the John Deere 9500 is a machine that refuses to fade away. It represents a golden period of agricultural engineering where performance, reliability, and simplicity all work together perfectly. Number 10. Claas Lexion 480. The Claas Lexion 480, although newer than many machines on this list, deserves recognition as one of the last great harvesters built before electronics and computers became dominant. Introduced in the late 1990s, the 480 combined massive capacity with exceptional durability, quickly earning a reputation as a machine that could outwork nearly anything in its class. It featured the powerful and incredibly dependable Mercedes-Benz V8 engine, which provided both torque and remarkable fuel efficiency. The engine was known for running thousands of hours without needing major servicing, adding to the 480's long-lasting reputation. One of the secrets behind the 408's success was the APS, Accelerated Pre-Separation System. This technology allowed the combine to process more crop material while maintaining grain quality superior to many modern harvesters. Even today, operators say the 480 handles wheat, barley, corn, and soybeans with impressive smoothness. And unlike newer Lexions packed with sensors and processors, The 400er relied on a simpler layout that made troubleshooting easier and reduced the risk of electronic failures during harvest. The build quality of the 480 was nothing short of exceptional. Claas engineered the machine with heavy-duty frames, thick steel panels, oversized bearings, and durable components designed for multi-decade use. Even after 20-plus years, many 480s around the world still work as primary combines, especially on large farms where consistent performance is crucial. Farmers trust the 480 because it doesn't shut down due to software glitches, GPS calibration errors, or emissions problems, issues that plague modern combines. In many ways, the Claas Lexion 480 represents the perfect balance between old-school durability and modern productivity. It was built before cost-cutting or digital dependency became standard, and that's why it remains one of the best-performing older harvesters even today. These old-school harvesters proved one thing: great engineering never gets outdated. Decades later, they're still running strong, still earning their place in the field, and still outperforming machines packed with modern tech. If you enjoyed this trip back to farming's golden era, hit like, subscribe, and tell me which old harvester you'd trust over a new model. Thanks for watching, because the next video digs into even more vintage machines that refuse to die.